Hello there everybody and welcome back to Costume Quest 2. In the last video we managed to do all of our trick-or-treating, but we had our candy stolen and now we have to get it back. So I'm back in the French Quarter before we get too far ahead of ourselves because there's actually a few things that we need to do in this area that I didn't get around to doing in the last video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to these musicians over here. So these musicians are trying to make a name for themselves and nobody is listening to their music. To get some music cred. And basically what we need to do is you'll want to put your clown costume on your main character and honk your horn at various tourists and see what they say. So this tourist over here watching the kid jump out of the cannon will be interested in listening to some music. Now if I honk it at this guy walking by, for example, he won't enjoy it. So there are only a few tourists that will actually come and go over to where the music is playing. So that guy over by the cannon is the first one. And then this lady at the back of the line at the shrimp cart is your next one. There's some live music starting on the other side of the square. No line. Live music, huh? Tempting, but I really want to try this jumbo shrimp gumbo. That's a tongue twister. I heard that the food cart uses fake shrimp. What? I'm allergic to fake shrimp. Where did you say this band was again? And then finally, we can honk the horn at this guy looking at these two statues. Oh hey, I was so entranced with these statue kids. They're cool, but they don't make any sound. Yeah, you're right. They are pretty quiet, I guess. You'd be better off taking in a free concert over there. Free? That's my kind of music. And then we just have to go over and speak to the musicians. These two statues are going to be one of our very, very, very late game achievements. We're going to do something with these two statues way, way, way later on in the game, but we don't need to talk to them now in order to be able to do that later. So once you have your tourists, you can come back and talk to the musicians here. We haven't had a crowd like this since ever. But there's only 3 people. Yeah, I know. Don't get a big head. And then we're gonna have to play our clown horn on the violinist's signal. I mean, they actually sound pretty decent. I don't know what the clown horn adds to it, but we're just gonna do what we're told. Nice, you really nailed your parts. I never expected a clown horn to be the piece we were missing. You definitely earned your music cred. I'll bet word will get around. So that completes that quest for us, and it allows us to do another quest. So this house here was the very last house that we trick-or-treated at, and right next to it, I didn't really have a chance to do this because our candy was stolen, but we can clear out these garbage bags. We can go upstairs a few levels. And then in here is our final piece for our next costume. So this is the Pterodactyl Costume. And this is the costume that we need in order to be able to advance on and to get our candy back. So this is actually obtainable before your candy gets stolen. So if you want to, you can build the Pterodactyl Costume and then go immediately for your candy and then worry about doing all of these side quests that I'm doing right now later. And that's kind of the beauty about this game. I always recommend making sure that everything is done in an area before you leave, but you have a lot of say in what sort of order you want to do things in. So after hitting that pinata, you're going to drop down onto an awning of the jazz club, and this is where our music cred comes in. I'm gonna have to go right back to my clown costume, unfortunately, because we need our horn again. But we will be seeing the pterodactyl shortly. So you can come in here and speak to Mink once you've helped the musicians that were outside. And he's gonna pay us 50 bucks to star in his show. 50 bucks? Sounds cool. I'll get my clown horn ready. Do your thing, kid. And then you just honk away, which, oh my god, just sounds horrible. You can honk as little or as much as you want, but if you need to do the 1,000 honks for the achievement, I would just recommend hammering on the horn right now, just to kind of get some progress on that and get it over and done with. It's only for a short little show here, and then Mink will just slowly go through all of the people on stage here. So he'll introduce himself, his bass player, his drum player, and then he will talk about either Ren or Reynold. You could honk your horn again. And then before long, the show will be over. But I can't believe how many people are just so into this clown horn. It just sounds awful. Wow, kid, that was some sick horn work there. Here's your 50 bucks, you earned it. Thanks, Mr. Mink, it was an honor to play with you guys. Ain't no thing, you sure you don't want to sneak out the back door to avoid the mob? Just kidding, there ain't no back door. So that brings us to level 4, and we only have a few more sort of minor things to sort of backtrack for and to take care of. We're going to be going to get some creepy treat cards right now, and then we will go get our missing candy. So I'm going to change into the Pterodactyl Costume, and it's worth noting that at this time you now have more than 3 costumes. So if you are going for the achievement to keep candy corn in at all times, you'll want to make sure that one of your characters is always wearing that candy corn costume. And it should be noted that you can take the candy corn costume off on the world map. So say I wanted... Why can't... Come on. I'm trying to get the candy corn costume off. There we go. I was gonna say, why wasn't it working? So, by doing this, I now have the superhero, the clown, and the pterodactyl. I haven't voided my achievement. Don't worry, there are instances where you are going to have to take the candy corn costume off while you're walking around on the world map for certain objectives. It will only void the achievement if you enter into a battle without the candy corn costume on. So there are a few examples where yes, you are going to have to take that candy corn costume off just to do some side quests or just some objectives kind of on the world map. But you'll want to make sure that you're always wearing that in battle for that achievement. So right here is the kid's house, the one that stole our candy. So that's kind of where we need to go next, but I am going to do just a little bit of backtracking here. I'm going to avoid these guys. We did already open this chest. As you can see, we went around, but if you want to, if you hadn't gotten the chest, what you can do is you can clear out these leaves and do it this way as well. If you hadn't figured out how to get into this yard from the top balcony, the pterodactyl's special ability on the world map, of course, is clearing out piles of leaves. So that's our first leaf pile. We're gonna come over to where Shady is standing here, and we're gonna kind of hug the forest, and then you'll come across another leaf pile, which we can blow away. And we're gonna have to fight this snail enemy in order to get access to the chest that it's guarding. So this here is a unique enemy. We haven't run into it, of course, but it's really nothing to worry about. And we can now see our Pterodactyl Costume in battle. You can see that it is actually strong against this type of enemy, which is great. So we're going to do some great damage there. And I might even use my special because it has the special available just to see what that looks like. Just so we can see what the pterodactyl is all about right away. So its special attack will only hit one enemy at a time, and it has this sort of weakening effect. As you can see there, the snail is kind of surrounded in this little shroud. So it does damage, and it also weakens the enemy as well, which will do damage every single turn that it's still alive. So it's definitely not a bad costume, and there are some enemies that it's definitely strong against in this area that will help us out. So we get our card out of that chest, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to backtrack all the way to the beginning of the level. We're just going to skate our way on over. And there's this giant leaf pile right up here, close to where the enclosure for Monty's gators are. So we're going to clear this leaf pile out. And then at the very end, we have another chest with another card. And then while I'm by the fountain, I'm actually going to just take a drink and heal myself up. And that pretty much wraps things up. So let's go get our candy, because we can't leave without that. We still need to take the boat in order to be able to find those witches. That's pretty much the whole reason we're here. We've just gotten all sorts of sidetracked along the way, as usual. So let's clear out this leaf pile. And let's go get our candy back. Hey kid, give us our candy back. Oh, hey guys, sorry about that. It's just that my mom won't let me trick or treat. I wanted to try candy so bad, I guess I got a little desperate. Cool costumes, by the way. You never tried candy before? That's crazy. Uh-oh. What is this? Who are these brats, Oral? These are nice kids, Mom. We were just talking and stuff. What is that you have there? Where did you get this? That's our candy? Oral was just borrowing it for a bit. You gave my little boy candy? And what is that you're wearing? Are those costumes? Mom, they were just... Get inside, Oral. It's time to brush your teeth again. And you! Take this poison away from here and get off my property. Oh my god. If I ever see you near my boy again, teaching him of the evils of Halloween, you'll be sorry. Sucks to be that kid. I think that kid is our dentist. Yeah, so I guess his evil revenge plot against Halloween in the future makes sense. If you had a mom like that and you were forced to just focus on brushing your teeth all the time, I guess that wouldn't go over very well. And we did actually see Oral on the map a few times. He was standing in the park area in the bayou, and then I think before he actually took our candy from us, he was kind of standing in this area here by our last house. I just didn't talk to him because I didn't want to spoil things, didn't want to draw attention to him right away. So now that we have our candy back, we can come to the dock area and we can give Little Bones the candy pail, which is just over by the two statues here. Here's your candy. This is the motherlode for sure. You wouldn't believe what we had to go through to get it for you. I wouldn't care if you told me. Give me that candy. So, ready to go to the witches now? Hey, are you ready to go? What? Oh, yeah, okay, let's go. Or not. That's not good. Can you fix it? We really need to go meet those witches. Do I look like a boat mechanic? No, you look like a skeleton. Exactly, and skeletons don't fix boats. Not to overgeneralize. Anyway, if you find a mechanic to fix it, I'll take you over there. Otherwise, I'll be here eating this sweet nectar. Yep, alright, so this is where the money that we got from Mink comes in handy. So you'll want to make sure that you've done these side quests in order to get your street cred, and you've gotten the 50 bucks. Once you've done that, you can actually just go past where Mink's Jazz Club is to the far side of the map, and we can talk to this mechanic. Our friend's fan boat broke down. Can you help us fix it? Of course I can. That's what I do. I wouldn't call myself a boat mechanic if I couldn't fix a dang fan boat. Great, come with us. It's just over here. Now hang on a sec. That's gonna cost you 50 bucks first. 50 bucks? That's expensive. I ain't no charity kid. I got a mouth to feed. You bring me 50 bucks and I'll have you back on the water in no time. And then of course we're gonna give him his money. Can you fix our boat now? Ain't no need for that. All you need is this. What's this for? I just fixed your boat. Are you serious? We didn't pay 50 bucks for an oar. This is only worth like 20 bucks. That's true, but it costs 30 bucks for labor. Labor? What labor? I ain't got time to explain the intricacies of my business, kid. It's complicated. Besides, we're closed now. Jerk. Anyways, he didn't fix our boat. He just gave us an oar, basically. So hopefully you've done everything that you need to do in the French Quarter. If you've got more candy at this point, if you want to, you can go ahead and you can speak to Shady once again. He does have some really good cards in his inventory. And he also has some upgrades available for our costumes, and these will help our costumes become even stronger. The candy corn upgrade will let our candy corn costume become more defensible, and I do believe that the clown upgrade allows us to heal more. So they're very, very expensive upgrades. It's completely up to you what it is that you want to buy first, if you want to try and get all of the cards available, or if you think maybe an upgrade would sort of give you a bit of an edge. However, we are not locked out of this area just yet, so if you're not sure if you've completed everything or you want to come back to the French Quarter or the Bayou in a little bit, then we do still have a chance. So we're gonna take the boat. And we're gonna go find those witches. Those witches of yours live somewhere on this island. Good luck finding them. This is my stop too. I'm out of here. Feel free to use that boat. It wasn't mine anyway. Oh. And then somehow, you know, that fixes the boat, even though that would never work. So we are now in the Witch's Bog, and as you go around this area, you will notice that there are a lot of the time cronies. And this is actually going to be your first grinding spot, because these enemies will constantly reappear. So as soon as you fight them, if you just kind of walk a little ways away from them so they don't appear on the map, and you go back, they will have respawned. So this is a fantastic time to do a little bit of grinding. A lot of the enemies in this game do not reappear. Once they're gone, they're gone. And there's sort of like a finite number of enemies. So if you want to take the time to do a bit of grinding, this is a great place to do it. You've got a fountain here to restore your health when you need it. And we will have our first boss battle coming up. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to take some time to do a little bit of grinding. I'm not going to go crazy, but I will probably take an opportunity just to do a little bit, and then we will continue on from this spot in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.